What's up, everybody? It is Thursday, and I have another excuse to talk about fantasy football. Here are my rankings for week 4. What's going on, Couch Fam? Every Thursday, I do these ranking videos. These are my PPR rankings. Let's jump right into it, starting with the quarterback rankings for week 4 of fantasy football. All right, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, elite, elite, elite. These three are in a tier of their own. They're winning leagues. I maybe shouldn't have waited too long for quarterback in some leagues. Luckily, I got Lamar Jackson in one league. I got Burrow in another league. Hopefully he turns it around. But one thing I really did want to say is that Tom Brady and Kyler Murray have been very disappointing. I think they are buy low options right now. Always be careful when trading for a quarterback. A lot of guys don't really want or don't value quarterbacks too high, or they throw it in a trade. So always be wary of that. I think in Superflex leagues, the trading of quarterbacks is a lot more straightforward because they're valued so high. Just be very careful when trading for quarterbacks if it's not a super flex league. I see so many trades from you guys. People just sprinkle in a quarterback or they ask for a quarterback like super sneaky and be like, oh, I already have a backup. I already have Jared Goff as a backup. Like, don't get fleeced. Just be careful. Also, Russell Wilson, if you're trying to trade him, I think it's going to be near impossible. Look, you can always package a trade and get over on the idiot on your league. I'm telling you right now, with all the hot fire memes going on and everyone talking about Russell Wilson, and he just played prime time against the Niners and looked bad, he's at his all-time low, right? His public perception is at an all-time low. So even if this guy did okay week 3, it would still be bad with all the memes going on. Your only hope is that he performs well against the Raiders, which there is a realistic shot he does. Right now, I got him ranked QB 15. Let's say he outperforms my projection by 1 or 2 spots. That's probably when you want to trade him. A lucky touchdown, something like that. He's not getting a ton of rush yards. He had to pick up some first downs week 3. But other than that, not a lot of touchdowns, not a lot of rushing stats. Not looking great for Russell Wilson. Hopefully he has a good game so you can trade him away. But as far as buying low, Kyler Murray, Tom Brady. Tom Brady actually looks good. Yeah, what am I saying? Once he gets back some of his receivers, I have a lot of confidence in him. He's literally playing without any of his starting wide receivers. All right, no Godwin, no Julio, no Mike Evans. He's slowly getting them all back. Julio will be back this week. Mike Evans will be back this week. And Godwin will be back real soon, possibly as early as this week. That's big, by the way. That's a big deal. Moving on to running backs. Let's go to the RBs right here. Jonathan Taylor practiced today. He should be good. Nick Chubb is surprising me. He's looking way better than I thought. He sneaks into the top 3. CMC, 2 missed practices in a row. That is a bad sign. Let's see what happens Friday. Joe Mixon always has some worries and whatnot, but he should be good to go tonight, Thursday Night Football. Derrick Henry, I'm going to be honest, I have no clue how he is going to perform this week. And my advice was okay as far as holding on to him and risking it, banking on him having a good week 3 performance. And he did. He did very well. So now is the time to sell high. Unfortunately, I only have Derrick Henry in one league and no one is biting. I am asking for quite a bit. So maybe that's it. I'm trying to get AJ Brown or better for him. I'm trying to get a wide receiver. It's not working out. Hopefully you have better luck. I would trade him straight up for Devontae Adams right now. I think that's a great trade if you need a wide receiver. Leonard Fournette and the Bucs should be scoring a lot more points. Dalvin Cook is expected to play. Jamal Williams, I do believe, is going to be a top 12, at least top 14 running back this week. DeAndre Swift probably going to miss 1 or 2 weeks. I think 2, that way they can rest him throughout the bye week, so he'll be back in 3 weeks. Javonte Williams, hopefully he bounces back. I think this is a huge A.J. Dillon game. Predicting which Packers running back is going to do well is near impossible, but this one smells like an A.J. Dillon game. Packers are going to be my number 1 ranked defense in this video, and it's an A.J. Dillon game script. Patriots defense should be tired and worn out and frustrated, and A.J. Dillon all day in the fourth quarter, racking up points, racking up touchdowns. James Robinson could be a good sell high candidate, even though that's tough to do. If you have league mates that don't look too much into the stats, it's been pretty much a 50-50 split. And James Robinson is currently the RB2 in some scoring formats in PPR. And you could use that to your advantage. I don't think he'll finish as a top 2 running back on the season, so you would be selling him technically at his highest value right now, if you can. That's a tough sell because he doesn't have that big, sexy name. That's the only problem with him. If he was drafted in the first round in fantasy leagues and he just had a bigger name, that would be a lot easier to sell. Moving on to wide receivers. I always have a lot of faith in Debo, and he's looked great, but the rest of the team has not, especially the quarterback play. They haven't really been able to move the ball that well. I still love him this week against the Rams. He's just so tough to cover. He's not just a wide receiver. He does literally everything on the football field. I'm really interested to see how Justin Jefferson bounces back. I still believe in him, but teams are double covering him. Kirk Cousins hasn't been playing that well, at least he did in week 2. So let's see what teams do. This will be a tough bounce back game, though, against the Saints. Amon-Ra did not practice today, is not practicing, but it seems like he's going to play. He got hurt in week 3, but came back to the game relatively soon. That shows that he's good. He should be good to go, and the Lions are kind of being cautious with him, and I can't blame them. DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, these are the two games. For these two wide receivers, this is the game where you want to start them. Maybe they perform well, and then boom, you might be able to trade them. I do think both of them should do well against the Lions. Geno Smith is a streaming option. I have DK Metcalf ranked super high. Just going to scroll down so you can see some of my other rankings here. DJ Moore, oh man, this is the last game that I would even consider starting DJ Moore. I really think he has a shot to shine against the Cardinals. If not, this ranking is going to look stupid, and he will be ranked much lower on future videos. For tight ends. Okay, we're gonna go up to the section. It's coming up. And it's a guy that I don't necessarily like. That's right. But my bold prediction of the week, brought to you by Sleeper, is actually Dawson Knox. I always said, hey, Mike Gesicki, I don't like him. Dawson Knox, I don't like him because they're going to be wildly inconsistent. And so far, I guess that's kind of been true. Now, against the Ravens, I think he will have his best game. I think he will absolutely ball out. I don't have him in any leagues, but this is the game. If you're going to start Dawson Knox, this is the game. And it's kind of like the same thing as DJ Moore. This is your last chance with Dawson Knox, because if he doesn't do well this game, he is borderline droppable. Like, you probably dropping him in an 8-team or 10-team league. Going to be tough to drop him this late in the season if it's a 12-teamer, because guys like me already added Tyler Conklin. My bold prediction of the week, Dawson Knox is going to be a tight end 1, meaning a top 12 tight end. He's going to perform well. He's going to put up double-digit fantasy points. I mean, is it that bold? This is probably not that bold, but it could be a surprise if you do follow my content and you know that I'm not a big Dawson Knox fan in fantasy. Look, I think his quarterback's good. I think he's good, but they just have too many weapons. He's going to be inconsistent. But we do like Dawson Knox this week, and let's be bold here. Put him here. Let's go. Dalton Schultz, by the way, practiced today, looking like he's going to suit up, so I do like him. But yeah, Dawson Knox, top 12, ladies and gentlemen. I am doing it. All right, let's go ahead and move on to defenses. My number one defense of the week is the Packers D going against Brian Hoyer. Should be very nice. Patriots don't put up a ton of points even with their quarterbacks healthy. So with Mac Jones hurt, they should be putting up even less points, and the Packers can wreak havoc. I love the Steelers D. They could really be ranked number 2. I'm going to stick to my guns and put them at 4. This should be a low-scoring game between the Giants and Bears. What do you want here? You kind of want to get a top 9 defense, top 11 defense. Something like that. Maybe top 12. Yeah, try to really get one of these top 12. I think that's a fair way to put it. You're probably in a 12-team league. I'm giving you 12 defenses. There's some good options here. This week, I think, is very hard to predict defenses, but kickers should be a little bit easier. So in a week that's pretty hard to predict, you can have several different options. And if you really love a defense like the Rams or Bucks and you don't want to stream every week, that's fine. Like if you got a defense you're set on, go ahead and keep them. It's okay to start them this week, unless maybe the Packers are available. I'm kind of going all in on the Packers. Like I said, I don't have too much confidence in defenses this week where I'm going to add them and know they're going to ball out. Like, absolutely know it for certain. Steelers would be like number 2 or number 1 defense if TJ Watt was playing. See, he's out, right? That's a lot of sacks. That's a lot of potential turnovers. He wreaks havoc, man. It's a lot of QB pressures. So, yep, those are the defenses. Moving on to kickers. I have a lot more confidence in kickers this week. I was absolutely horrendous last week with kickers, but it was kind of across the board. A lot of kickers disappointed, even the ones I did not recommend. But the ones I did recommend did disappoint, and I apologize for that. This week, much more confident. Try to get Cade York or better. So try to get one of these top 6. If you don't, then you should be fine with a top 9. I think top 9 is perfect. Even I have a lot of faith in Jake Elliott. It's more of a gut feeling, but a top 9 or top 10 should be sufficient. Not sure what's up with Harrison Butker, by the way. I do believe he's going to play, but I'm not sure. They did cut Matt Amendola, which does indicate that Butker will likely play, but they did sign another kicker to their practice squad. Brett Maher should actually be pretty good as well. So even if you have Brett Maher, the Cowboys kicker, that should be pretty good. I do think he'll be solid this week. A good matchup against Washington. Cowboys should be able to efficiently move the ball. They do have some pretty good players. So, maybe even top 13. This is a guy I don't really trust. Dustin Hopkins. Man, that has a lot of it's a risky one. I'll put it like that. Brett Maher, safe. Harrison Butker, I don't know about the injury. Dustin Hopkins, total wild card. Like super wild card. But the upside is there. Right? This guy can get you like 1 point this week or maybe like 12 points this week. I'm so scared of him. I'll put it like I trust Brett Maher. I really trust this guy. At least, as far as having a higher floor, I feel like he's much safer. I feel like this guy's going to get me at least 5-6 points, while Hopkins might get me like 1 point. Here's a couple more kickers. It's really just after this top 12, 13, it's really just wishy-washy. I have no idea how it's going to turn out. Actually, Chris Boswell, I actually ranked him kind of low. I do kind of like him this week. Put him ahead of McManus. Yeah, I do like him, man. Yeah, I do like him. We have to put him up just a little bit here, maybe even ahead of Robbie Gold. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay, Chris Boswell, top 13 kicker. Accidentally put him super low. But ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. Subscribe to our second YouTube channel, Fantasy Couch Podcast. Written rankings are always available on my website, fantasycouch.com/rankings. Good luck this week. Go get that W and see you guys on the next video.